I'm not 100% sure what's going on this evening. We've got some major internet issues on my end. I don't know if it's weather issues on my end. I don't know if it's weather or what's going on. But we're going to try our best to bring you this race this evening here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. My name is Blaine Donlin. I'm here with Rod Weston. Rod, you got me, buddy? These are part of the problems. Rod, you got me, buddy?
Kind of breaking up there, buddy, but hopefully you can hear me. We're doing the Robin Hunter Memorial Race tonight, second race for Maverick. Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, we're having major internet problems. I don't even know if Rod can hear me at all.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, we are live. And,
I'm not sure if you can hear me.
I can. But I don't know how this is going to work tonight. I'm not even sure if the stream is going to work to the caliber in which I want it to. I mean, every week we do this, and it's flawless with the upload speed this evening. For some reason, my broadcast software is having a heck of a time putting up the bit rate that I need, and I think it's my internet having some issues. But if the mics go silent, we're just kind of working behind the scenes on some technical difficulties. Because it seems like Rod cannot hear me at all, but to me it looks like the stream is working. So I'm wondering, this is going to be a bit of a rocky start.
Just pulling that up.
We'll let these points roll. What you're watching on screen right now, current season's points. After one race, of course. Thank you for joining us last week at Daytona. Record-setting numbers, man. That video from the bottom of the Tarnation TV YouTube channel, all the way up to third place in less than a week, competing with videos that have been up there for like 2 or 3 years. So the Maverick family definitely was bringing the pain, and that thing, the number one race that we did was a benefit for the ALS, and it's sitting around 700 or so views. And last week's Maverick Daytona race up to third place. But yeah, if you can hear me, Rod, let her rip, bud. I'll let you do some talking.
I'm getting every other word you got going on there. I don't know if I'm coming through okay, but tonight we're doing the Robin Hunter Memorial Race. I don't know if you mentioned that in Las Vegas. 100 laps for Maverick Series, race 2 of the season. Pretty good race last week. Looking forward to the race tonight. It's a little tighter track. I did some laps out there. It's going to be a tire eater. But should be an interesting race to watch.
Okay, buddy, fired up here. Remember,
yeah, the guys are in qualifying right now. And
they're in knockout qualifying is what they're doing now, because there's so many drivers. They got to have 2 qualifying sessions to determine who's going to make the field tonight.
Oh, I see. Knockout qualifying is required when too many people show up.
It's going to be hard to play off you tonight when you're disappearing talking there.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough one. I tried to reboot my modem just before the broadcast started, and I did it again while it was actually running. That's why there was a little bit of a zone in the middle there where it kind of sort of paused itself. We're back now, sort of, and this is not the quality in which we operate, but we will struggle through it if we can. Tonight it is the Robin Hunker Memorial. As you can see at the top right of your screen there, 150 miles. Robin was Ben's uncle, which would be Mark's sister. And she passed away a year ago today. So they're doing this memorial race in honor of her. So I just hope that we can do the best we can to bring you the race. At the end of the day, We'll get some cars on the track, and hopefully we can watch them go around in circles for a few hours.
I think you're coming through the broadcast okay, but you're just not coming through to me to where I can understand what you're saying and leading to. Get back to the server.
We'll try our best to keep you guys entertained this evening. Last week's race, let me see here who won that thing. Keith Hughes. It was actually a really good race. It took the first half of the race, we had a bunch of yellows, but the thing ended in a fantastic fashion. And I do like the way that they run the yellow flags here, where they can actually control it on the server side, where, you know, we don't have to roll around under yellow for 3, 4, 5 laps. Sometimes it seems they just tell it, hey, we're going green. So this evening's race will be 100 laps in total. Right now, everybody is still qualifying. We're trying to see who will make the race. It looks like we are headed into happy hour right now. Last week, of course, the top 3 were Keith Hughes, Christian Toro. We have a couple of the Cup. This is the Cup and a West Series combination race today. Multiple series here at the High Voltage Racing League. And tonight is one of the combination races where the drivers can come from the West and race with these guys and all the points. Ben can explain that a little bit better. As these guys are out here for happy hour, we'll get you a camera angle here worth looking at. All those points you see, got to put them on a scroll. They won't fit on the screen. So there's so many drivers show up here every week. Very, very cool. Lots of participation here at this league. Right now, this, like I said, they'll just watch these guys go around here. Of course, tonight is in memory of Robert Hunker. Rod and I are struggling we can hear each other coming through on the broadcast live, but we can't hear each other live in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, I'm having a little trouble hearing you talk.
I'll let you talk, man. Go for it.
I just was sitting here trying to figure out my cue to go here because it was a little interesting. You're just getting bits and pieces of it. But should be, like I said, an interesting race. Vegas, it's a fun track. I did some laps earlier. Tire eater, I think you can make the distance on a tank of fuel. As long as you're a little easy on it. I think if you get a little bit carried away, try to set the fastest lap, or basically do qualifying laps through the whole run, it's not going to do well for you by the end of the run. The average, you could probably get about 30 to 33 laps, literally depending. A lot of times you can do little things differently by rolling the throttle off earlier. Some people like to trail brake in, and that uses more fuel. Other people like to lift a little early and just kind of let it roll through the corner. Obviously, that it gets better fuel mileage. So it would be interesting to see how many laps they can do. And green flag pit stops. Boy, that's going to be a tricky one to get onto the pit road. With as many cars as we have tonight, people are going to be putting their arms up, hanging out the window, wave, because it's a tricky turn down there at high speed, especially with worn tires.
Yeah, Vegas is a cool track, and that was another thing we were having issues with before. I couldn't get connected to the track because I was actually loading up the night version of this thing. So if they do come back to Vegas later on in the season, we will be under the cover of nightfall. But we got it all figured out on that aspect of it. But yeah, I am going to apologize profusely throughout this broadcast because you might notice your frame rate is stuttering. What I try to do, if anybody cares about the technological side of things, I try to send a 1080p high definition image of the race at 60 frames per second to YouTube. And you're going to see some stuttering tonight, I believe. It's not going to be as smooth as I want it to be. It's my internet connection on my side. If this doesn't stabilize in the next day or two, I'm going to definitely be having a conversation with my internet service provider going, what's going on here, boys? Because this thing has been rock solid for me forever. I've lived in this city for a couple of decades and never have a problem with this. So it's unfortunate that it has to happen. If we're going to have technical issues on the internet side, it has to happen on the night of a race broadcast. Any other day of the week would totally be fine. Just maybe not on Tuesdays would be nice. But yeah, thanks for bearing with us. We're going to try our best, and it just might look a little bit stuttery at times. But it looks like it's staying connected. It was actually disconnecting completely there before. This is definitely not going to be my favorite broadcast, but
Especially if you're doing it by yourself.
It almost sounds like it.
Yeah, I cannot hear you hardly at all. So I'm not sure what you said, what you haven't said.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Everything is coming through fine on the broadcast. My microphone, of course, is connected directly to it. Rod is coming through to me totally fine. The problem is my voice is making it to Rod. That's why he's not able to respond to what I'm saying. And he can't just listen to the YouTube feed and respond to me because there's about an 18 to 20 second delay before YouTube actually makes it visible. So that's not, but I wonder if we call each other on. I wonder if that'll work. This might work. Let's try.
I'm having issues too with it. The just staying kind of connected to the server. I made some changes to where that's making it better. Hold on a second. I'm getting a call from a Blaine Donovan.
Okay, if we talk into the phone, is this going to work?
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious. Check this out. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm charging this right now. So are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine now.
We fixed the problem, people. We're using Facebook Messenger to talk to each other on speakerphone, and we will be able to do the broadcast. Everything will be perfect.
I just couldn't hear you very well. So that, I didn't know when to step in and when to say anything because we were talking and then you'd stop and then you'd come back and you'd talking. And I'm like, I don't know what he just said.
So basically what's happening now, I don't know why this just popped into my mind. They rebooted the server. I got to join back in. Race is currently full. Uh-oh. Yeah, so basically Rod and I will be able to talk on Facebook into our microphones so the broadcast can hear. So yeah, Rod, leave your microphone open to TeamSpeak so that the broadcast will send out your voice. But at least now we'll be on the same page.
Yes, at least I can hear when you stop talking and know what's going on.
But yeah, we were talking about the Robin. It's being dedicated to Robin Hunker. That would be Ben's aunt, which is, of course, Mark Snyder's in the race today, too. That would be his sister. So this is a whole family event this evening.
You're not coming through the phone very good now.
Oops, did I shut it off?
I didn't say shut it off, but you weren't coming through very good.
Yeah, I was trying to do something. I'm trying to contact Ben, actually, because the server's full and I can't get in. There we go, we're in.
And then the good thing about the other thing, too, is that today is the actual year of her passing. So that's a pretty special moment for her. Not special, but it's pretty, significant moment for him tonight racing. So they want to do something special for her. So we're going to try to see what we can do about taking care of that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Like he mentioned it to be that it's the actual day. It's not even like the week. It's the 25th of March is the day that she passed exactly a year ago. So yeah, it's crazy how it actually synced right up. It wasn't the month, it wasn't the week. It's the actual day tonight. So in memory of Robin Hunker, we go racing here at Vegas.
And the server, I got disconnected. Now it's full.
Oh, jeez. There's so many people here tonight that we don't even have room for broadcasters. If you could text Ben and let him know.
Yeah. Right back.
All kinds of behind the scenes nonsense going on here right now. Especially with the technical issues. It's not even so much, it's not Maverick's fault. I'm going to blame the shoddy YouTube performance on my connection. It's 100% my connection. I'm the entire night. And hopefully by next week, and I believe we're in Richmond the week after that.
All right. Well, they're working on trying to get. That's correct.
But they only do 40, right? They don't do 41.
I think that's how they do it. Yeah, I just need to make sure that there's room. But somebody probably jumped in and didn't realize that they were not supposed to be there, and kind of just got things messed up a little bit. But we'll get this figured out.
Yeah, I have a feeling Ben is probably telling people not to connect, and they are connecting regardless. So. Well, this will be a good one if we can get it going.
We're going to have to get this figured out because this is not going to be a good way to doing it.
Yeah, they need to. I'm right on it, Nick. If Ben wants to reset the server, he can go ahead and do it, and I'll be getting back in there as quickly as possible. We need to get as quickly as possible, and then there's too many drivers, man. It's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah, that's that thing about it. It's not a bad thing.
So next week is a week off.
Which is a good thing because I wouldn't have been able to be here to do it next week anyways.
Oh, no? What are you up to then?
Daughter's turning 22 and she's an April Fool's baby.
Ah, perfect. Birthday stuff.
First day dinner with my daughter.
Okay.
I got to say hi to Mackenzie.
Okay, buddy, fired up here. Remember, one switch at a time, turning your stuff on.
All right then.
All right, well, we're in there at the final stage of qualifying right now.
Thank you again to everybody. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, these are setting the field for the race. They actually got the amount of cars that are supposed to be in there and set up. So now they're doing their qualifying runs to determine where they will start in tonight's race.
Oh, cool. So I can abort my run.
Yep.
We got Brian Wolf at the YouTube chat. I won't be able to respond to the YouTube chat because I am using my cell phone to talk to Rod so that we're actually in sync. He says Blaine puts out a fire with his cell phone. I could put out the communications issues, yes, but I can't put out the fire that's currently happening with my upload speed. It's complete, absolute garbage. But people are responding on the YouTube chats. They must be seeing something. All I have is a black screen, so clearly something's going on.
Working.
So yeah, and
I've got it up and running. So. But
oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Fluid Studios there. Brian Wolf, he has actually created a Fun Coast 500 Daytona recap highlight video. So that's pretty cool. That'll be stay tuned to Fluid Studios for that one. From last week's extravaganza, Ben sent him the replay file so that Brian could pick through that. So that's super cool there. BRD417 in the YouTube. I'm also Blaine. Nice to meet you, Blaine. I've only met 2 Blaines in my life. One guy worked at receiving at a wheelchair place, and then the other, she was, actually worked at a store in the mall I delivered to. And we all spell it the same.
It's not a real common name.
No, it's not.
My name's a lot more common.
Yeah. I've come 44 years and only met 2 Blaines in person.
44 years. You're a young fella.
Yeah, I pretend to be. Let's see here.
I sound young, but I'm not. I'm young at heart.
That's all that matters. It's all, we all stop.
Right.
We all stop aging at about 25 anyway, so who cares? So currently on your screen, you'll see not the stats. You were looking at the stats. We are looking at the schedule for the 2025 Maverick Cup Series. And you can see there, we go all the way to November 18th and then wrap it all up at Homestead Miami Speedway. All these races, we will be brought here on Tuesdays, going live at 8:15. Hopefully with more solid internet connections going forward.
Yeah, part of that Sonoma race. You said that you did that last year.
Yeah.
And it was a really good race, so I'm looking forward to watching that one. I love Sonoma. It's probably one of my favorite road courses. You attack it like you do almost some corners like you do at Martinsville, and then other corners, you have to be a little more finesse, but it's always been one of my favorite road courses.
Yeah, it's got a good flow to it. There's no crazy hairpins like Canadian Tire Motorsport has that one gnarly hairpin. And it's, you almost have to park the car. Sonoma doesn't do that.
Only in turn 11. Only in turn 11.
Yeah, there is a tight one there, the final stretch, but at least it's wide enough too. Like there's room to almost pass there. It's definitely a fun track. So
it's a great passing zone too, because you can set people up. If they overshoot the corner, you can turn underneath them.
Yeah. You can see that too.
This is a different one. U-Man, Ulysses Sandoval is on the pole.
This evening, is he? Yes, I have not looked at the stats. Awesome.
Yeah, outside Jack Markle in the 24. Of course, that's a Chevrolet. We know Ulysses is in a Toyota.
You can see on screen there, too, on the right side, all the Maverick races at 8:15 on Tuesdays. Of course, Saturday, April the 12th, the Elmo Memorial Race for Joey St. Amant. This will be the 3rd year we're doing that. And a couple of Sundays after that, on the 27th of April's a busy month, dude. On Sunday, April 27th, the Memorial, we do that most of the time as well. We've done, I think Brian can correct me. I believe this will be the 5th one. He corrected me last week and I forgot to write it down. We do it all the time without hesitation, so that'll be cool. The 2005 version of that, Tarnation TV will be bringing you that one as well. Hopefully glorious 60 frames per second, unlike this evening's race. But I am at the mercy of my internet provider, apparently, which has never, ever happened.
I might just need not been able to see anybody.
Yeah, I might just need a new modem.
I just got kicked out.
Currently just in happy hour. Focus there on Joseph Lanley Pavlon. Mr. Mark Snyder. After a couple of qualifying sessions, because too many people showed up this evening, and a couple of server resets because the broadcasters are dropping the ball and we weren't in the race. We should be going green here pretty quick. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Last week's broadcast of the Fun Coast 500 was phenomenal. Like I said, within 1 week, it went to 3rd place all time on the Tarnation TV YouTube channel, which is wild that happened in literally 6 days. Very, very cool. And thank you very much. People at Maverick like watching themselves on TV. It is the 5th annual Cannon Hinnett Memorial Race to End Gun Violence, Sunday, April 27th. Right here on Tarnation TV. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, he's in the YouTube chat there.
Sorry, I'm not talking as much, just trying to get this figured out.
Everybody's figuring out their stuff tonight. It's weird. We've got something's in the air this evening.
Uh-huh. last week's winner there, Hughes,
Yep.
unfortunately caused him Hudgens too many times last week. The only Honda in the field tonight. That 82 Purina Dog Chow car.
There he is there. Trying to find him.
You find him now. He's in the back since wall. He's just coming off pit road.
Yeah, it's hard to miss the Purina. They got that red and white checker.
Yeah.
Can you grab Benjamin Snyder and pull him up into the
I can do
race
that.
room here? Yeah, he's going to talk about his Aunt Robin, so this will be cool. We'll give the mic to Ben and let him do his thing. Hey, Ben, live on the air. Some technical difficulties, but I think we figured it out, man. So, yeah, let's fill us in about
I don't
Robin
have much
Hunker.
time before the end, so gotta make it quick.
Go for it.
So, I was really close with Aunt Robin. This race for her on the 1-year anniversary of her death. I hope everybody enjoys the race. Also, I'd like to explain caution cooldown. So basically, what we're going to do is if there's 3 cautions within 15 laps, we'll have a 7-lap caution cooldown, meaning no yellows. And then the next caution after that period expires will bring out the yellow.
That'll be interesting. I like that. That's cool. Did you come up with that, or is that done somewhere else? I've never seen that before.
And Rod, I sent you the manufacturer breakdown. So, Ian, introduce us to today's Grand Marshal, and I'm ready to get the race in.
Let's do it. All right, I know now that nobody can hear me because Rod and I are on the phone together. It sounds like I am. You're on deck to talk to everyone in TeamSpeak.
You can move me down, Rod.
Sorry about that. Forgot to move him down. I'm doing all the everything. Trying to pull up the breakdown that he gave me.
All right, we do have a special guest Grand Marshal for this evening, and that is Dean Hunker, husband of Robin. So we'll let him do his thing. Thank you to Dean. And then we'll get some green flag racing going.
Drivers, start your engines.
Thank you, Mr. Hunker. Now we're waiting for these guys to get rolling out here. As they roll off the pit road here. Full field here at Vegas, dude. This is going to be some kind of race. And we will lock the view onto our pole sitter, Ulysses Sandoval.
Mine's not working out so great. It's really choppy for me. But tonight's pretty cool. So 33 drivers from the U.S., 1 from Argentina, 1 from Australia, 1 from Ecuador, New Zealand, Spain, and Venezuela.
Wow,
some different
really?
drivers tonight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've got different drivers, so the way they do things tonight's a little different. So they have different drivers just because of qualifying. If you make the field, you don't race. So I have a few names to butcher tonight.
Currently focused there on the 82 of Keith Hughes, winner of last week's extravaganza at Daytona. Ulysses Sandoval in the front there. Slides up the track. Oh, wow, nice save. We're 3 wide because of that, but he got a wicked push up that track. And bounced into the 61 of Anthony Vacuri.
And technically difficulty here.
Oh, you're still able to hear me? You're just dealing with something?
I can't see it. I'm working on it right now, trying to get out of the game so I can then fix it.
Gotcha. 61 of Mercurio right there next to the 86 of Mercurio. Mercurio always in that blue and pink thing, so it's pretty cool. You can always see him. Josh Mercurio.
The only Cadillac.
Yeah. Also into the video editing too with the replays and whatnot. So it's everybody in this thing offers something for the community to either watching it or driving it or paint the thing or broadcast it, or, you know, it's all kinds of stuff going on to keep this game alive and well. Ulysses Sandoval, the pole sitter, down to third position. Second place right there, Fran Gomez. First place, Jack Merkel in the 24. He's going to be tough to beat, man. This Merkel is always able to find a way around, and he's usually up in the front. So far, so good here at Las Vegas. Like you said, it was a tire eater, so the track may be gripped up a little bit. Using the entire track there, you can see Merkel duck down onto the apron. Yeah, that is allowed to happen. Super speed driving down there, because that's just, you're just out of your mind. But here it's okay. Phoenix is the best one.
Talked to him about Benjamin about it. Yeah, basically it's a little bit gripped up track. Tire wear is definitely going to be an issue.
So what are we looking at for like a window on pitting? Like not even, you were saying, not even so much for fuel. Tires might come into play before fuel.
I really think it depends on how hard you drive the car. But you can do approximately 32 laps, 33 laps. And that would be conservative, I think. I believe you're going to probably have to trail brake a little bit here and to keep your speed up. But tire wear could be the biggest thing. If you drive that thing too hard, you'll start just going back and back and back and probably have to pit too soon. Being it's a 100-lap race, you figure 33. If you can do 33, that's two-stop race. But if you can't do it because you burn your tires up, then now you've just created into a three-stop race.
Right. So a lot of strategy. Maybe some of those cars in the back there actually might be in better position.
I think the smarter drivers will do that. Yep.
I'm just going into a replay here now. We're just watching Ryzen Baker. He retired. Our pole sitter from last week. Running at the back all by himself and out of the race, unfortunately.
That's too bad. He ran really, really good last week. He would be up front most of the time, then he'd go back a little bit and then come back. He
got the pole,
race,
right? I'm pretty sure Ryzen had the pole last week.
Yes.
There's Buddy Campos in the 36, running right next to that 00. Is that 00 or 3 zeros?
47, blue stuff. I'm going to butcher this. I apologize, but Carlo coming into the pits on lap 7, so maybe he had a little bit of a spin.
Oh, contact back there. Campos just tagged the wall.
Taking 4 tires and fuel.
Okay. But again, right, early in the like that's going to happen. Your best just to deal with it because you don't know.
Yeah. A caution comes out. It could be the lucky dog, flat back.
Yeah.
You do.
And there's a lot more space on pit road too now because if he's going to be pitting off pace, there's not that much traffic down there.
And I've seen people do weird pit strategies. That's usually on if you're at a race where you're kind of, there's a lot of green flag runs. You'll do, as we always see, like Bob Dixon. We've always talked about him, how he's one of the earlier pitters.
Yep. Bob and Tom Dixon will always go 2, 3, 4 laps early. Just back at the front of the pack here on the 199 of Fran Gomez trying to reel in Merkel, but if you watch Merkel, he knows how to hit his points here. Looks like Sandy Gutierrez in the 81 is just moving out of the way there, going a lap down. Headed to the pits. There's Seth Carrillo. Carrillo?
I'm not sure how you would pronounce that.
I'm going to go with Carrillo.
There you go. Sounds like a plan.
I'm sticking with it. Just looking for a first name of Carrillo, number 47.
His
G.
first name,
Carrillo.
Gustav. Gustav? Gustavo?
Oh, Gustavo Carrillo. Yeah, there it is.
Gustavo,
I see
that's it. Gustavo.
Yep, Gustavo Carrillo. 3 laps down currently. Retired cars for this evening, Ryzen Baker and Crocodile Crump with a wheel problem. We're under yellow currently. Going to... Forgot it still said instant replay on the screen. I'm sorry about that. There's something in the air this evening. Everybody's having technical difficulties. We're going to go back here and find the moment of caution here. It's probably a pretty good guess. Yellow comes out when somebody crashes.
Pretty good guess, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's pretty spaced out though. Like it's pretty good. Everybody's running pretty clean. We've got some smoke here on the front straight. Where's that smoke coming from? I can see the smoke, but I can't see. Oh, it looks like the 42 of Dylan Young. Oh, it looked like a little bit of an internet issue maybe. We'll just load up the replay here for you. We'll back it up and see what happened to Dylan. Looks like he's going into turn 3 and 4 here, coming out and just tagged the wall, got spun around by the 13. The 13 had nowhere to go. It's not the 13's fault. 13 is Mads Crawford. Oh, my. Who was that contact? The 67. That's Garland Oaks. Definitely made contact. And now coming down pit road as well. I would think everybody right now is probably going to make a pit stop.
I would think they would with the tire wear issues.
Yeah. You get to come down and deal with it. 15 laps in, probably a good call. We're running 2X tonight too, right? So that's probably pretty close to 2/3 of the way through the run.
I think you'd probably see most everybody take 4 tires, unless they just pitted maybe, but I think you'd see most will take 4 tires and, on any pit stall or any yellow flag just because. And then the only time you'd see it a little different is we get near the end of it. Maybe somebody might just, and then take 2 or just stay out and see if they can hold them off.
Right.
I've done it myself on, but it depends on the track.
$14 laps led by Merkel so far. Ulysses has 1. What is going on in the pits there? It looks like Josh Mercurio down in the grass. There's Mike Carroll with 35. We'll wander around the field here and show you some of these cool cars. Pat Pekarsky in the 197.
Mike Vangelardi's out there tonight in the 29.
Yep. There's Rick Johnson in the 52. Fran Gomez in the 1. That's a really cool car. That Monday night. That's a slick looking paint scheme right there. Maybe because it reminds me more of some other kind of motorsports, because you tend to see the monster stuff and the loud graffiti graphics and more of like a rallycross type of thing. It's cool when they put that on a NASCAR. 61 of Mercury, 13 beside him, Crawford. Scully. Oh, we're back. Administrators are controlling the yellows, so sometimes they sneak up on you when they go green again.
We got just looking at cars. They got some nice looking cars.
Oh, there's some great ones. That was Matt Scully we were looking at, by the way. The number 14 car, currently in 13th position. So a lot of people out here trying to get to everybody. We have Calamity in turn. Every turn is Calamity right now. Tarnation TV curse has struck again. 14 involved in that. Somebody looked like they tried to hurdle everybody back there.
Going around in turn 1 and 2 as well.
Oh my. See, now we're into the spot where the cold tires. Like we got into it. No, let's see here. I'm missing this 66 car. Oh, it's kind of multiple stack of air. And you said they were going around in turn 1 as well, eh?
Yeah, they're just a little, I think, a blown down contact. I didn't catch. I see Randy Waugh was headed around off the bumper of some car.
Oh, yeah. Randy Waugh off the bumper of the 32. Back that up a bit. Zachary Hall. I don't even know. Did they make contact? Let's check the helicopter view. It looks like they probably did. That was very, very light tap. If there was contact, that was super light tap.
Yep.
Nobody's fault there, really. It might have just been Randy getting loose on cold tires. Did you want to, Keith won't be able to hear me because of my garbage connection. Did you want to pull Keith Hughes, the number 80, talk to him about his win last week?
We can do that. Let's see if we find him.
Yeah, he won't be able to hear me, so it's up to you now, sir.
We just got a mic here on Keith Hughes. Sorry. I didn't say Hudgens. That's last thing. Last week's winner. How's your race going, buddy?
It's going good.
Oh, that's good. Last week's winner, like I said, currently running. I'm trying to figure where you.
Time by was 14th.
Currently in
Last
14th.
time by 14th, yeah.
Got a speeding penalty the first pit stop and went to the back now.
So you want to challenge yourself to see if you can work your way through all this traffic, huh?
Yep.
See that fireware is pretty good here tonight. The car's a little tight, a little loose for you. How's the handle on it?
It starts off kind of loose. It tightens up quick. The fall off of the tires is substantial. If we get another long run, I think you'll see that come into play. I was trying to save that first little bit. We got a good little run there. Then there was big death on there and take it down pit road to avoid all that.
Yeah.
I saw some cars flipping. That's never good.
Nah, never a good thing. All right, well, would you figure we just had a little chat with you for a little bit? Congratulations on your win last week, and see if you can double that up tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you have a good night. That was Keith Hughes, our last week's winner, current point leader.
Yep, current point leader got 185 out of that one.
Mike's muted.
Closest one behind him, of course, was Christian Torres in second. And you can see there Denny Carroll got third place. They are currently tied in points, though, for second. 170 apiece, 15 away from the leader of Keith Hughes. And we're running moderate damage, so, I mean, stuff can still fail. They got to keep these things clean. But it's a long season. Currently checking
Just
out
having trouble viewing everybody tonight. Just not working well for me.
the 04 Blaine Davis, who was in the YouTube chat there before the race. Us Blaine's going to stick together. That is by far the best looking car I've ever seen in my entire life. Look at that thing. Gosh. Oh, green flag racing. Now that we've talked about Blaine Davis, I'm sure the Tarnation TV curse will strike.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to do that to the guys, you know?
If I say it out loud, it shouldn't.
If you say that you're going to give them the curse. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, you can't give somebody the curse. It's, we've got cars upside down. Looks like it might be a yellow car there. I think that might be Mark Snyder. Yellow flag out on the track. Back that up and see what happened back there. Denny Carroll, they got They got close, put it in slow motion here. Carroll got up the top of the track and actually came back down. Yeah. It's on its wheels if that's a good thing. I'll follow the 27 mark. I'm thinking after doing some donuts and pirouettes back there, he's probably going to want to go to the pits and get some fresh rubber. Pit road camera 2. Who's coming in? Ulysses Sandoval. A lot of guys actually opting to stay out.
Which is surprising too, with the tire wear, but
yeah.
There again too, think about it. You really don't want to be in the back of the pack. It might say to just stay out front and be out there and stay out of the trouble up there.
Yeah, on board right now with Mark Snyder. The back of the pack will always come in. I find like it's just a no-brainer. You're not going to lose many spots. But if you're up front, you're the only one that goes in, and then you lose 30 spots. Well, that was a cool stat that Ben sent me in the notes. The defending race winner here at Las Vegas is Christian Torres. He won the spring race last year. He qualified 40th and won the race last year in 2024.
That was a pretty good run then.
Yeah.
Didn't Christian get second last week?
He did.
Yeah. And I don't know if he's in the field tonight, is he?
I don't think he is.
As I said, I don't remember seeing him.
And I do not see Christian Torres here tonight. He may not have made the knockout qualifying. That's another thing that can happen. He may have shown up, but not allowed to race.
That makes it hard for, guys, especially, you think about, talked with Keith Hughes earlier, currently the point leader, and your second place in points didn't make it tonight, so that's, no matter what, it's going to help him, but that makes it harder for Christian Torres if he comes back, next week, qualifies, now he's 1 week behind, so unless they give a provisional for, I'm not really sure if they give provisionals out for somebody that may have, attempted to make the show, so that they kind of still stay in the hunt.
Yeah, I don't know. Whoops, get hold of the camera there, Blaine. Sorry to make everybody nauseous.
I'll have to ask Ben about that sometime.
Yeah, that'll be a good one because if you show up for the race and don't make it, you still get provisional points if you're a regular.
It'd be kind of a neat way to do that would be that, maybe they only get last place points and everybody that showed up and made an attempt to qualify only gets last place points, but at least it keeps you still somewhere near in the points.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Getting ready to go back green again.
Focus on the pace car for a little bit there after the green flag. Just, it's funny, okay? I think it's hilarious. Bunch of black flags right now being shown, but that's just restart stuff, so they will clear those up. Again, reminder, Ryzen Baker, Crocodile Crump, Jesse Bowlinghauser, Tez Blaine Davis. Cars that are currently out. Currently focused on Zach Hall here, running in the 3rd position. Joseph Landy Pavlon there in the 68, running in the 2nd position. And Michael Norman in the 22, your current race leader. One of the hosts over there at Flat Out Racing Network.
Oh, yeah. As I say, I thought I heard that. I knew that name.
Yep.
Yeah,
Seth's co-host.
Right. Yep. They were, they host, they do the racing RTG on Thursdays.
Yeah, that's a big gig, man. That's a lot of info over there. Those RTG races, they have the same issue that we have here on Tuesdays. Too many drivers. They got to do knockout qualifying to lock a field in, and a good problem to have. creeping up on the 21 here. The 21 of Randy Waugh is a lap down. It's not Randy's first day. Once they get close to him, he'll just yield the spot. He might be on fresher tires, though, because these guys did opt to stay out. Oh, very slow car. The 47.
I think you'll see some of the drivers that pitted probably work their way up through for a little while at least. They should be able to pass some cars, but then once they kind of start equaling out a little bit,
right,
they'll still have better tires, but I don't think they'll be able to get through them as quickly.
Austin LaPlante in the 92, currently running 5th.
Hampshire boy.
He was all over the broadcast last week, too. And that's what happens when you run in the top 10.
He's been running very, very well.
Yep. Nope, there we go. We're going to watch Merkel go under Lamas. Take 6th place. Who's up on the wall there? Who is that? Who are you? State your name. Oh, the 88. That won't be a yellow. It's off the race surface, but wow. The 88 of Lucas Matos just took a hard left, and it looks like he has retired. Jim Bay. Steph Thomas there, the 45, currently 1 lap down, running in 28th. Nice, simple paint scheme. What's that say? Mom and Pops.
Mom and Pops. That was the old. It was a Dale Earnhardt, and I think he did it on Neil Bonnet when he drove the 31. It was a Mom and Pops.
What is that? Like a restaurant?
It's a kind of a grocery store, almost like a chain, kind of down in the Carolina areas.
Oh, cool! Like a little market, grocery store thing.
Yep.
Cool. RJ Bishop in the 78. Here's Ulysses in the 16th position right now. Your pole sitter for this evening. So where is, if Christian Torres didn't make it, where is Denny Carroll currently sitting? Oh, Denny has retired as well.
Denny Carroll's retired?
Our entire podium from last week has retired. Well, Christian didn't make the race, and Denny has retired, so Keith is the only one left. There's the 20. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get back in the server.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I just
having a whole lot of luck with it.
An accident back there as I was finding the leader of Landy Pavlon, currently dealing with lap traffic. Where are we? Who's the leader now? Zach Hall. All these guys are dealing with lap traffic here. It looks like the green flag has stayed up.
So Michael Norman must have pitted. Apologize. I got kicked out of there for a minute. So looks like we're under yellow again.
Yep. I guess they did pull it. It did. I was just trying to find the leaders again to watch them picking their way through lap traffic there, and the yellow came up. Looks like it might be the 35 of Mike Carroll. Oh, no, it wasn't. He did definitely got into contact there with Buddy Campos. Tried to get out of the way and couldn't really pull that off. Car doesn't look too bad.
Currently have 6 drivers, one or more laps down. We should get one of them back on the lead lap there. If I see this right, should be the 14. Now I'm trying to find his first name. Matt. Here.
32 here. Let's get back to live
Matt
mode.
Scully, I
here.
had it right. Should be our lucky dog. Talked about Michael Norman earlier. Seth Cole's out there. Doing some broadcasting with him for the ALS race coming up here in April.
Yep. The 32 of Zach Hall entered the pits there in first, but he will not be coming out in first. Looks like he's probably about 7th or 8th. Yeah, the upcoming race for the ALS, as you can see there on the right side of your screen, Saturday, April 12th, the Elmo 200, in memory of Joey St. Amant. A couple weeks after that, in memory of Canon Blake Hinnant, the 27th of April. Stay tuned to Tarnation TV for all that stuff in hopefully better quality with all the technical difficulties we're having tonight. I may be gathering up my modem and going to the modem store and saying, here's your modem, give me a new one.
What's weird though is I'm having the same issues, not like the issues you are, but mine is just.
Yeah, that sounds. Is it like a core issue thing? But then the fact you can't hear me.
You know what?
On,
I bet you that's it. I don't have his core, and let me try that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think my issues are my upload speed is complete garbage. As you can tell from the broadcast, again, I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. It seems that my internet is just not doing what it's supposed to do this evening. We've had some weird weather come through the last couple of days. It's possible that that's it, but these aren't wireless connections either. These are landlines, so they shouldn't have these type of upload issues. I noticed I ran a speed test before the race started, or half an hour before the race started, and I started pulling plugs. Everything was at 50% of where it should be. I have a gigabyte down and 30 up. And I was getting 500 down and 15 up. So the 15 up is the issue. I need more than that to push the quality that I usually push. And then still being able to talk to everybody in the race server, that all eats up bandwidth. But hopefully it's satisfactory at the best. I'm definitely not going to be a fan of the quality of the actual visuals on this one, but like I said, I'll just keep apologizing. It makes me feel better. Quality of the racing is definitely a lot better than the quality of this evening's broadcast. But
all right, so now I should be back where I was. That was the issue. I do believe that I had the wrong core in there, and that was messing mine up. Austin LaPlante just had a wicked save. He got a little bit loose going into one, got it sideways, gathered it up, only lost one position. He hasn't really lost it yet either for it, but Keith Hughes got underneath them there after he got a little loose, and they're still fighting for that. Well, it would be the 10th position. And he ends up getting back by him, passing him up. That was a heck of a save by Austin LaPlante. Now I'm back, so that's good.
Where did the Austin LaPlante save happen? Like just in the last couple laps?
Yeah, I believe lap 40 or 41 on the turn, going into turn one.
I'm going to check that out.
Garski's out there tonight in his royal purple full car. It's pretty darn purple.
Pretty darn purple.
Pretty darn purple. We got Matt Snyder out there in one of the Kias tonight, him and Benjamin both drive Kias. Some sharp looking cars out there tonight.
Yeah. See if I can find the Pavlon. There it is there. Yeah, you're right. He skated that thing sideways and was able to keep it keep a hold of it. A helicopter angle here, just because that's usually the best way to see it. He comes into the turn here, and the thing just wants to skate sideways on him. You can see this puff of smoke coming off those back wheels, and somehow he prevented that thing from going around wild. 160 mile an hour plus. Good catch on that one. 11th spot.
I'm trying to think of what his first name is, but the 13, Crawford.
The 13 of Crawford, Mads
Crawford. The only Nissan out there, Nissan GTR. Kind of a neat looking little car.
It's either Mads or Mats. I know it's spelled M-A-D.
M-A-D-Z.
M-A-D-Z, yeah, but it might be Mats depending on the country, but yeah.
Kind of a neat paint scheme he's got on that. It's just it's partial kind of a tribute to a Walker's car, but yet a little bit different.
Oh, is it? I don't recognize it.
Walker in the Fast and Furious 2 had that gray Nissan Skyline.
Oh,
with the blue kind of sketchy kind of, or checkered kind of pattern on the side. He's got like a little bit of that going on.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's cool then. That's probably exactly what it is. Looks like yellow is probably back up on the track here. I just saw everybody brake checking.
I don't think it was the INI.
Oh, wow, we got a rollover. It was Mark Snyder. Upside down. Looks like he comes out of turn 4 there. He tags the wall. He's able to collect the thing. Oh, there's an accident happening in front of him, and he goes over. That's what it was. He couldn't avoid. He's trying to find... Who's that? Dylan Young. All right. Looks like Dylan might be having some internet. You see, car keeps blinking in and out, and that's an issue there because stuff like that happens, and it disappears because of the internet lag, and then it reappears inside another car. That's always going to cause major issues.
That's never a fun thing.
No. Headed down pit lane now. Almost everyone. We'll watch the exit of pit road here. Join us not next week, but the week after on the 8th at Richmond Raceway right here in Maverick. Rod and I will call that one. Maybe on a cell phone. Maybe
Hopefully
not.
we get things figured out by then.
Yeah. I'm going to monitor this connection. I mean, sometimes, and that's the thing, my cable provider, they're really good. Like if I bring in the hardware, they'll just give you new stuff. No questions asked. You know, it might even be an Ethernet cord problem. Who knows? I go downstairs later and find out a mouse has been chewing on my Ethernet cord. Maybe that's the problem.
That could just well be the problem.
Yep. And the 5 cats that I have, if it is a mouse, I have to sit them down and have a chat.
Yes. Yeah, they're supposed to be taking care of that problem for you.
Excuse me, plethora of felines. What is the deal?
That is correct.
There shouldn't be mice in here because you guys will scare them away. In 10th position, headed down the pit lane again. Keith Hughes in the 82, followed by the 96 of Ulysses Sandoval.
RJ Bishop stayed out to the 2-liter lap. Now he's on pit road getting 4 tires and fuel. Well, let's see. I'd say Jack the most laps tonight. He worked his way back out towards the front.
Always finds a way up there, man. It's just, you wonder, you know, like just how to do it, when to do it. Like, you know, everybody likes to come down the pits, but it's just, There is
A lot of
that
that just
extra.
depends on the track. I mean,
Yeah.
there are tracks that you want to stay out front. You don't take the tires, and it doesn't affect you so much. But there are tracks that, if this tire, it's a little bit of a tire as we spoke about earlier. I think that, you kind of want to come in and get tires and have those fresh tires just in case we get a long run,
And so many cars here tonight, though, too. Like, if he pits from the front, you're losing 30 spots. So it is, it's a strategy thing. And so far, so good. Back green
And that
again
was
here,
interesting.
lap 51.
And Jack Merkel took the outside on that restart. Not sure whether that's going to be a benefit or not. So far, they're still side by side with Anthony McCurry.
Yeah,
And
because the leader gets lane choice, right?
Yep. And he finally and so Jack Merkel's back out in the lead.
Yeah, he knows what he wants.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some tracks, the higher groove may not always be the best groove, but if you got somebody underneath you or you're in the bottom, where you run into a problem is you can't use the whole track. So it may cause you to get a little bit tight. And of course, once you get tight, you may try to stay off the guy on the outside of you, you end up getting loose. So it was probably a pretty smart strategy to do that.
Right. Yeah, he
Seems
knew
to have paid
exactly
off.
where he wanted to be. Now he's pulling away from these guys.
Yep.
I'll give you that little interval on the top left of your screen. Then that black box I just put up there is the real-time interval from the lead car, being for Merkel. So everybody in relation to him. So we can monitor the gap that this guy can put on people. So last time by the stripe, the 61 was 0.43. About the same, 0.47. But he's holding that distance. It's a fun thing to watch sometimes, the lap times, to see if they are able to pull away or close, or, like if they're able to gain on him or if he's able to drive away from them.
I think that one of the things you get out front where you got clean air, you don't necessarily want to run too hard, especially with the tire wear. You might want to just take and just keep that guy just, a certain distance, get away from him a little bit so they can't get to your bumper, and then just kind of ride it out if you can.
Right. Update on the cars here. Mark Snyder has retired due to an accident. Buddy Campos retired. Benjamin Lucas Matos has accident. Garland Oaks has retired because of an accident. Denny Carroll and Blaine Davis have retired. Sandy Gutierrez has retired due to engine failure. Jesse Bowling has retired. Crocodile Crump with a wheel problem. And Ryzen Baker, last week's pole sitter, also retired first. Or retired, was the first car to retire this evening. I was panicking too at the start of the broadcast of possibly having to retire the broadcast. But we're forcing ourselves through it. And the stats of my broadcast software are atrocious. Dropped frames due to network issues, it's usually at 0%. 50% right now. In the red. Half the broadcast has been dropped. So yeah, if I'm streaming at 60 frames per second, you might be seeing 30 at the most.
Michael Norman's starting to work his way back up through the pack there. He's been up front a little bit off and on. I think of the round of pit stops there kind of got him a little bit further back. He's working his way. He's marching his way up through. He's back up into the fourth position.
Yeah, and I'm not used to seeing Norman he's usually racing like a bright red and yellow car, if I recall. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Either way.
There is a car out there tonight that's in yellow.
Maybe
Thought
Norman,
earlier,
maybe not. I was for some reason like McDonald's colors, bright red, bright yellow. Oh, he goes underneath there, the 61 of McCurry, but not able to make it stick. Cody
Kind
Lamas
of looks
right
like
behind
there
him.
might be a little bit of a second groove here. Looks like in 1 and 2 they're not running right near the white line.
Right. Are some guys able to make it work? Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's just noticed that they were going through 1 and 2. They were all kind of, nobody's running right down at the white, right on the line. Everybody's kind of running up there. So you think at Talladega and Daytona, some of the old VR tracks, I know that Richmond VR is one of the tracks. You can run the outside groove, not necessarily be the best groove, but you could run out there for a while. It seems like at least in 1 and 2, a lot of the drivers they're not going right down to that white line like you normally would run here at Vegas. This is a Maverick track. It's a little bit different, but normally in my experience, you think you kind of want to go high into 1 and then come out onto 2, and you actually do it in reverse here. You kind of want to stay low in 1 and then let it drift out on 2, only because the other versions have a tendency to get a little loose on the exit of 2. I didn't see that in the practicing earlier that this version of the track actually had that feel. You could kind of go higher in late apex and it worked really well.
And I like the fact that you can actually retain that stuff. I just wrestle with the car, try to get it around there, but the points in which okay, I can interturn 1 and 2 on this line and interturn 3 and 4 on this line and hit those marks, where sometimes I'm just all over the place. It's also why I don't win. Because when you can learn the track that well and how to get around it, and it's all about those milliseconds, right? If you're able to do it a quarter second faster than somebody else, well, by the end of the race, you're talking a pretty good gap.
Yeah, it's any new track that I've ever go to, or some of the tracks that I don't. There are there's a lot of versions of Las Vegas out there, but out there in practice, I went and did what I would normally do here. Then next thing you know, I did about 2 or 3 laps in the second groove. You always try to figure out a way to make up speed when you're racing with these, even if you're doing this online.
Yeah.
And that results to the old saying that you do know why they put grass in the infield of racetracks, don't you?
Okay.
Because if it was asphalt, we try to use it.
Exactly. Yep. If it's paved, you're allowed to drive on it.
Yep. You'll try to use it. I mean, look at Phoenix. They run down in what used to be 3 and 4, now 1 and 2, and they'll have all 4 tires literally off the track below the white line, and it's just they can use that to de-wedge the car or whatever, and where you can go that's going to give you an advantage, you're going to try to do it.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. If it's faster, and Phoenix is such a weird one because it's not. Was it ever meant to be raced that way?
Well, the original track, that is not the same layout. Basically what's now the backstretch with the front stretch is still basically the same part of that track, but they have changed it, moved the track out a little bit, made it a little bit wider. And when they did that, a lot of the tracks nowadays you'll see have asphalt down in their area instead of grass, because they've found over the years that cars that get sideways in the grass don't lose much speed, for one.
Right.
And then sometimes they have a tendency to dig in, and that's when you get a lot of those, violent rollovers. So putting the asphalt down there kind of prevents that from happening. So, but, there's a problem. Like I said, asphalt there, we'll try to see if there's a way that it'll make an advantage for us, and that's what they do then.
When it comes to Phoenix, too, has there ever been a time where they, disallowed driving down there below the line?
Well, it used to be grass.
No, I know, but I mean, after they paved it, that just became part of how they run it?
Yep, and I think it's more. It's like a fan favorite kind of thing. They get about 6 wide.
Yeah.
It's very. it's just one of those things they're going to do because people like to watch it.
That's the cool. Every track really does have its own characteristics, you know. Like Phoenix having that weird setup where, like, oh, here's the track, but we're racing over here for this one little part for some reason. And then Darlington being that oblong sort of oval because they didn't want to fill in the fishing hole, you know. So they had to tighten up the radius. Yeah, they had to tighten up the radius of one of the turns because I got to be able to go fishing. Like, all right, well, now that track's completely unique. It's not just another cookie cutter short track, you know.
But you also look at, you've got Texas, North Carolina, which is Charlotte track, and Atlanta. 3 tracks shaped exactly the same, roughly about the same size, but they all drive completely different.
Yeah.
And it's just one track may have a little more progressive banking, and well, they've done a lot of work at Texas. They've added progressive banking in 3 and 4, and taken away banking in turn 1 and 2 to get them to slow down a little bit. It's weird, but it's a hard. If you've driven on any one of the newer versions of that are more the modern of what it's like nowadays, you have to really slow down on 1 and 2, where 3 and 4 you're almost flat out.
Yeah. We just watched the 61 to Mercury there slip just a little bit. And allowed Michael Norman and those guys to get around him. It's Fran Gomez in 5th.
Looking at the top 4, it hasn't really changed too much.
Yeah, they're in their groove now. They've got their tires warmed up, and they're just hitting their marks and making our way here now. This is lap number 75 coming up.
I believe we should still have one more pit stop, which could be made pretty much at any time.
Yep. And we got Jack Nickel up there too. He's pulling away. He's got a 1.2 second gap on everybody now. Dealing with some lap traffic too, so putting some lappers between him and the competition.
Last week's winner, Keith Hughes, he's only back there in 12th. He's trying to stay out of trouble, and hopefully he can work his way up a little bit higher and keep that points lead he's got going on. Currently running right behind Austin the Plant and RJ Bishop.
Yeah, it's funny too, the reigning champion here, last spring's winner, Christian Torres, unable to make the field this evening. So we will definitely get a new winner tonight if he's not here to defend it. Merkel with a 1.3 second gap to second place. Fastest lap of the night so far, 184.77 miles per hour by Ulysses Sandoval.
Our pole setter for tonight is currently get the fastest lap.
Yep. And Ulysses currently at the line, is position on the lead lap. Followed closely by Seth Cole.
Looks like Jack Merkel's getting ready to put Randy Waugh has already put Randy Waugh another lap down.
Yep. So we got Seth Cole on pit road there. La Plante. So it looks like people are lining up and ready to see if they can make it to the...
The guys that are around you start pitting, you really kind of got to pit. They're too long with old tires.
No, because then you're just losing speed.
Right, so you got to kind of play the game.
I'm the leader. I'm in control of when people are going to start pitting. But if everybody starts pitting before you, you're like, oh, damn, I don't want to get left behind. I better get down there. But then your strategy could end up being affected, too. We're 20 laps. So everybody should be able to make it now, right?
Right, but there's different... Oh, definitely can make it from here. There's different strategies that come into play there, too, though. So, think of it hypothetically. If he stays out, yellow comes out, and he's the only car on the lead lap.
Right.
he doesn't lose there because he may have a bunch of cars that are in front of them or wave around cars, but the wave around cars can't pit. So if they've got, 10 laps on their tires, he has the ability to pit, and they're going to be behind him. He's still going to have the advantage, just being. And he's just headed down pit road there on lap 80.
Yeah, he's almost at his pit stall right now. He's pitting. He's got the right sides going on. I'm assuming he's going to be getting left sides as well. Yes. Full service to the 24. Off into the pits by himself, out of the pits by himself. Yeah, I think you have to merge with the back straightaway. You don't want to be getting any black flags right about now. That would be horrible.
Oh, you do not want to make any mistakes. It's sometimes on a late run like this, really we want to just, maybe keep just a little bit below the speed limit. Don't speed. Don't do anything silly.
Josh Mercurio being shown a black. Josh Mercurio being shown a black flag, and we're going to see if we can find out why. Maybe it's like a minimum speed penalty? I don't know. That's not a thing. It's showing Mercurio for a black.
Jesse Sandoval is currently leading, but I don't think he's pitted yet. Yeah, he's got like a 17-second lead over Jack Merkel, so he hasn't pitted yet.
Right. I'm following around Mercurio. It looks like he got it slowed down. What is the speed limit? I'm guessing it's 45?
45.
Just trying to find the black flag. He's the only one being shown a black flag. Right there, he's at 45 miles per hour. Unless this track is super, super picky. He did a pass-through there.
Who was that did the pass-through?
Josh Mercurio, the 86.
Okay.
Well,
depending on when he came in, too, because, if you try to hot pit, that can sometimes catch you.
Yeah.
And then, like, some tracks, you'll go down through at, 30, you can hit 30 or 50, 46 just a little bit, and it nabs you. Yep. And sometimes you hit it and it doesn't. I mean, it really depends on, and I'm not sure how the game does the timing line, whether it does it very similar to what NASCAR does, whether there's spots where you could, get away with it or not.
Some of them are so sticky, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
You'll hit that like for a quarter second, like, yep, nope, you're speeding. Come on.
Now there's I've gone down, hit 2 miles an hour over the speed limit. That's not on a heat, not on a coming out of the pits.
Can you compensate? Could you drive like 5 miles an hour slower for a little while? And it's just like, I'm sorry.
Sometimes that works, but not all the time.
Right.
It's very weird like that.
The 738 of Matt McIntyre currently running in 23rd. Sorry. Lap traffic mixed in with lead lap traffic. There's Sully, not on the lead lap. Austin LaPlante in 6th. Mercurio in 14th. Landy Pavlon in 5th. Cody Lamas in 4th. Rick Johnson in 3rd. McCurry in 2nd place. Chasing down Merkel. Trying to chase down Merkel. Merkel's almost 3 seconds ahead.
Just about 2.9. Just under under 3 seconds, but he's losing time to Merkel. So
there is Johnson and Lamas as the battle for third. He's able to
Creeping
get
up
around
on
him a
10 to
little
go.
bit on the outside there. Johnson can't keep it sticky. He's going to let him go. Now, Landy Pavlon inside Johnson as well. Johnson just lost a couple of spots that lap. But then again, this is a massive field. 38 cars started this race. There's no real need to fight when you're in the top 5. If you just want to walk out with some points, it's a good spot to be. Or you can race the wheels off the thing and risk crashing and not finish in the top 5. 9 laps to go. 3.6 second gap from first to second. Jack Merkel to Anthony McCurry.
Jack Merkel's he's just pulling away. He's led the most laps tonight, currently at 63.
That's 63 of them.
That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, but guess what? Believe it, because it's happening. There he is. 4.2 second gap. Every time he goes around, he puts another half second on that thing. Dealing with lap traffic here, too. It's around the 23 of Jared Gravois. Again, not Jared's first day. He moves over, lets him go. There's no sense in racing the leader. Gravois is now 2 laps. He was only 1 lap down. You can see there he's got some rear end damage, though, unfortunately. But it's out there running. Like we say, if the thing will run, you might as well run the laps.
Oh, I'd never give up. That's
Nope.
I don't understand people that give up on it. Always gotta. It's like they say playing poker. You got a chip in a chair. You've always got a chance.
That's the thing. If I can meet the minimum speed, I'll go. I mean, I'm dedicated to race tonight, so let's race. Let's go to the checkers if I can make it. To me, it just seems like a waste of time if you were to. I mean, obviously, it's different if you get in an accident. There's nothing you can do about it, but. I'm not the greatest racer, but you know what? It's like, okay, I'm going to get lapped. You just let the guy go and just keep picking away at it. And you can learn from these guys too.
Yep.
The 24, Jack Merkel dominating right now, 5.5 seconds ahead of the second place. And second place is Anthony McCurry. Third place, Cody Lamas, Joseph Landy Pavlon, and Rick Johnson. That's your top 5. 5 laps to go here. Sorry, 4 laps to go here. And the Robin Hunker Memorial Race, 150 miles of Vegas. Again, apologizing for the technical difficulties we had at the start. This race definitely, this broadcast did not start the way that I wanted it to start. This entire thing has been thrown up red flags due to network failures. Rod and I are currently on a phone call because we can't hear each other through TeamSpeak. Nobody can hear me.
Yep, and I keep getting booted.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not talking as much, because I can't see it, and then I get booted. And
yeah, we made it happen. I mean, I'm going to go back and watch this race after, and I'm going to be so angry. But you know what? It's better to do cast if my internet connection will feed YouTube with something, than to shut it down completely. I would hate to do that. We're here for Maverick and their 2025 season, and for me to have to cancel a race because of a shoddy internet connection. It's shoddy, but it's working, sort of. And I can tell from my stats right now, I've dropped 46.1% of all frames in the broadcast this evening have been dropped due to network spikes from where I have no idea. But it's also better than nothing, I guess. Dropping
best battle
frames.
going on right now is 3rd and 4th. Anthony McCurry and the 68 of
Joseph Landy
Joseph
Pavlon.
Landy Pavlon.
Yep.
They're side by side.
Right when you said that, he slings it underneath the 61. Oh, he tapped him
contact.
just a bit.
I gave
Ooh,
Joseph
nice.
a bit of an edge on it.
yep. But Mercurio, everybody gave everybody some space back there. Mercurio is actually a lap down and not part of that battle. Was able to give lots of space to the 61 there. It's keeping track of who's where on what lap. Like these guys, there's your third place, Landy Pavlon, chasing down Lamas.
It's definitely chasing him down, but I think he's going to run out of time. Ooh.
And there it is, the checkered flag for your winner, Jack Merkel, in the 24. Dominating this entire thing, leading 74, is it 74 laps?